Hey, it's Todd Alt. It's Risk On. We're running a little late here. It's 1:19. Marshall Wilkinson in the house. Marshall.
Good to be here. Good to be here. Thank you very much.
I'm excited, my friend.
Absolutely.
I also have Skyla. Skyla, you're in the house?
Hello.
Jason's always here, so do we have to introduce Jason? We should. That's courteous, right?
Hey,
Jason, you had an incredible day today.
hey, it's a pleasure to meet you all.
Did you have a good day today?
Yeah, we rocked it, man. That was interesting. I love that call.
Yeah, we got a lot of good stuff
A lot
happening.
of momentum
Yeah.
into that. That's for sure.
Did you feel like the momentum there?
Dude, and then they found out that we can have lunch together.
Oh, I know. In the same city.
It's amazing.
Hey, let's go to my screen real quick. Let's pull it up and stay on my screen. Can we do that real quick, Brett? Nick? I receive a live feed of Bitcoin. And we're going to skip around in the program today because we have a Bitcoin contour on the show, Marshall. This thing printed below 30,000 today. And at one point, Ethereum was below 18. Yeah. What in the heck is going on today, Marshall?
The carnage. The carnage is here. I think it's a mixture of things. You obviously have Musk. Musk kicked this entire thing off. And then you have the China ban. And I think you got a lot of emotion. I think there are a lot of people that don't really know what they own with these assets.
That's a cool shot, Marshall. Look at that.
And that's a great shot.
Isn't that cool?
Man. Awesome shot.
Wow, that is amazing, isn't it?
And so I think they're panicking a bit.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jason, what do you make of it?
Well, I do know this.
Oh yeah. Yes, I won.
Yeah, you guys have got matching Rolexes.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's pretty
We're
sick.
kindred spirits.
There you go. What do you think of the Bitcoin debacle today?
Well, I mean, it was nice to see that at 30 it got bought up really quick.
Yeah.
And bounced hard, 30% up.
What do you think of that rolling concept that when there's margin calls due,
Oh, yeah.
kind of prints down at that point?
Well, you knew that was going to happen. And then, of course, when there's margin calls and liquidation, a lot of people are moving money rotation out of the equities market and back into crypto. And also, what was interesting? I didn't see the run up in silver and gold today that I thought I might see as kind of a safe haven in lieu of Bitcoin.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That's kind of interesting. I was looking at some of the miners. Some of the large cap miners too, like GOLD and AG. Not a big amount of volume into those, so that was kind of interesting. Also gave me some insight on people not being that fearful of pulling up the britches and buying the dip on Ethereum and Bitcoin. Dogecoin went below 20 cents also, and that got eaten up as well.
I mean, this is a playground for Michael Saylor. Right now, this is a playground for the players, the smart money.
Right.
I mean, they're buying at a discount. So like I said, it's the guys who really don't know what they own. They're not convicted on this trade that they're letting it go. I mean, with something that has a finite supply and is being bought up every day more than it's being mined a day,
Yeah,
the only way I could get it is if I get it from you
that's true.
at some point, right?
Yeah, at some
Especially in
point,
the quantities that Saylor
Yep,
buys.
absolutely.
So I'm sure guys like that who are extremely high conviction like I am, taking advantage of this opportunity.
You got in at 22,000, right?
22,000, yeah.
And you've been in it. This is a horrific day. I'm looking at the high. It doesn't even make any sense. 31,000. I mean, I guess this is what exchange this is quoting. Really a debacle.
No, this is being bought up, and bots are buying this.
Yeah, for sure. Algos are trading.
Algos, yeah.
Absolutely.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, Saylor, he invented and developed his own bot. I mean, because he goes in and it takes such a large position, he doesn't want it to move against him, right? So it's like constantly eating and picking up these little micro dips.
They've been going
He's
at
accumulating.
it. Yeah, on Twitter you see Peter Schiff, a big gold bug. Been battling it on Twitter with Mr. Saylor. And if you want to go to the chart here, MicroStrategies, MSTR, I'm looking at the 1 month. And of course, this is going to be tied directly to Bitcoin. It's down 30%, but if we just take a larger snapshot, year to date, he's still up. I mean, he's up 7% year to date. His conviction is not failing. He's going to continue to do what he does. And like Marshall said, this guy has a strategy. He's very smart. He's implemented processes in place to take advantage of these situations.
Absolutely.
So there we are.
Yep.
The banning of the institutions, though, in China. What do you make of that? They're huge. Bitmain's a Chinese-based company. They're the biggest miners in the world, and they're banning institutions from dealing with it.
It's obvious.
With Bitmain's hopes and dreams to go public here too, as well on the Nasdaq, After Coin went public, the next biggest thing was, hey, Bitmain, the holy grail of ASICs miners, they want to go public. They've been trying to go public for a couple of years now.
Yeah.
So I don't know how that's going to play out.
I'd love for Josh and Tyler to bring up. I can predict there'll be a nice little risky bits about me saying the day Coin went public that this was the top for a while.
Yeah.
And that just happened a couple weeks ago. And I'm like, it's over. Everyone and their mother is talking about Coin. It's over temporarily. I was very specific and said, May and June, we're going to have a sell-off. This is what I'm thinking. I did not expect it. If you would have told me it would have went below 30,000 intraday, I would have said you were nuts. This is crazy. And what's crazy about it is the speed of which it happened, and kind of almost a sense that I have that Elon Musk has. It felt like unscrupulous. Like it's almost scatter a little bit. Like, I mean, what is he? He does all these wonderful things. What do you think about? I want your take, Marshall, on his behavior.
Well, so I have a theory on this, and it's obvious that Musk is a macro guy. He's a big, huge thinker. He's trying to push the world forward, and it seems like he's trying to strong arm and shoehorn people into a position here, especially the miners, because if you look at the cost, the consumption of energy that Bitcoin consumes as a network, it is high. Globally, it's not, but as a network, it is. We're going to have to go green with the deal, and I think he's going to use Bitcoin as the catalyst to spur a kind of a green revolution. Miners are going to want to go hydro, go nuclear. They're going to want to do that. Mm-hmm. I mean, if you think about it, what? It's true.
We happen to be in the mining space, as you know, so the fact that you said hydro and nuclear.
They are, right? Yeah. So it's gonna completely change the game.
Yeah,
sure.
That's for sure.
And he's forcing it. He's basically saying, take your medicine now so we can grow.
He made his shareholders and his board of directors they had to balk at the case because they had $1.5 billion on the balance sheet for Tesla, and then he self-sabotages that equity.
I know. He's a erratic guy. He's a wild thinker, but at least that's my thesis. Because the macro environment hasn't changed, so I'm not changing my stance on Bitcoin.
Right.
Until the macro changes, then I'll reevaluate.
Yep.
So I think, and obviously he benefits from this. He sells electric cars.
If the Chinese government is banning institutions from holding and using Bitcoin, it sure seems like the U.S. should embrace it and put it on its balance sheet.
I think that's an amazing idea. And
why not? If you're going to spend trillions of dollars on stimulus, why not spend $1 trillion or $500 million? What do you think, and put it on the balance sheet?
Jay Powell and Yellen aren't a fan. Neither one of them are fans. I don't know. I don't see that happening. They came out, one of the Fed chairs.
It's not forward thinking, though.
Well, just on an alpha,
not.
On an alpha perspective, that's what Todd's saying.
Yeah.
But they don't like it because it's contra to everything that they believe in power.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Bitcoin is a libertarian thing. The reason why the Chinese don't want the people having it is because it protects you from having your wealth stolen from you by politicians, because it's decentralized, man. Quantitative easing doesn't apply to Bitcoin.
I love this guy.
And that's
that's
why I'm so convicted.
So you own Bitcoin because basically politicians can't steal your net worth.
Correct. I have a human right to preserve my wealth. And now I have an asset that allows me to do it.
Hey, let's
There we go.
Love it.
I like that.
let's what's up, guys? I see some of the comments.
Got a little naked army.
Well,
down
they want to cover the naked.
No, I want to cover.
I
want to cover the market real quick.
Yeah,
we
for
haven't done
sure.
that, so let's, Jason. We're what are we? 13 minutes into the intro. We haven't covered the market yet, so let's cover it real quickly.
That's no problem. So when I was up this morning, I saw the Dow down as much as 450 points. It actually closed down 163 to 33,897. Tech stocks were okay. Finished flat on the Nasdaq, 13,299, and the S&P was down 12 to 4115. Into the Bitcoin and Ethereum
Jason,
realm.
it's almost unbelievable.
Yeah, actually.
You had the Dow down about 550, and the
Yeah.
Nasdaq I saw was down 183. It ended down $3.89. I mean 3.89, not 389.
Yeah.
To
4
13.
points.
I mean nothing.
What do you attribute that to?
What a incredible
Listen,
rally.
The Fed came out and said, hey, listen, we might be in an environment here where we can raise rates. No, you can't. Stop lying. Stop lying. You're not raising rates. The debt, just the interest on the $28 trillion in debt is like dumbfounding. You're not going to raise rates. Todd, how do you slow down the housing boom? I'll tell you how you slow it down. These lumber costs. Marshall, you can speak to this.
Yeah.
I mean, all these new housing starts is crippled for April. And, you know, the equity in the housing market is at an all-time high again. The one thing about comparing the 07-08 housing crash to today's current environment is there's not as many risky loans, Alt-A paper, zero negative amortization countrywide loans. Remember all those one-month LIBOR teasers?
Not only that, have you seen the cash assets and treasury reserves that banks have now that they didn't have in 08?
Oh, massive.
Sure.
Yes. I mean, it's a totally different environment.
Hey, it's important for you guys to know who Marshall is. We're going to get to that really quickly. Jason, let's cover, did we cover copper and a few other things? Let's cover that up.
Yeah, some more indicators for you. At the time on air, Bitcoin was 39,750. Of course, it's massively fluid. Ethereum, 2650. Oil, light sweet crude was down. It's down to 63.39 a barrel. That's interesting, considering that we are foregoing our energy independence from what I've seen. Yeah. And then given the New Jersey situation with the pipeline, and then the Keystone Pipeline being shot down, a lot of pressure for this administration to make that a go. Gold actually was up $4 an ounce to $18.71. Anything over 18 continues the bullish trend, in my opinion. Silver, very, very undervalued, in my personal opinion, at $27.83, and copper at $4.57 per pound.
A couple things we traded out of today. We are out of BBIG. We sold that for a profit.
Yep.
That was a painful trade.
Yeah, that ripped up on some NFT news. We took advantage
for sure.
of that.
We traded Riot. You know, one of the things we keep going back to, the market opens at 1 o'clock pre-market when you're on IB or when you're on Webull, and you know you saw Bitcoin getting crushed. We were buying up some Riot. We bought up some Mara. We bought in back into CleanSpark. So we've been trading these things. I mean, so far we've had their number.
Yeah.
I don't know why we're getting so lucky, but. Didn't do a lot of things today. We added to our Friedman today. We continue to disclose that in a 13D filing. Interesting, right?
We're going to take another visit to FCX here eventually, put on another position.
Sure.
For sure, Freeport-McMoRan is the second largest copper company in the world. Don't quote me on that.
Hey, as we go into segment 2, we're going to be covering Marshall's background, his construction experience, $2 billion plus in construction, his finance experience. His sales experience is we're one of the best closers I know.
Yeah.
But I do want to cover Josh. Can we bring Josh on the screen real quick? Josh, we got a new podcast being released today, right? Phil Quartararo.
That's right.
What time's it going to be released today?
3 o'clock, 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Hey, one of the co-founders of Virgin America is going to be on our podcast. I think he was the president of Warner Music and EMI. The guy's a legend. He sat down with me, talked about Steve Jobs, talked about the record industry, really connected in that space, still in the digital space. This guy's a legend. I mean, for everyone from Janet Jackson to Coldplay to the Sex Pistols, you name it.
Yeah.
He's either signed them or represented them on one of his labels. He'll be up at 3 o'clock today. Don't forget to check us out on KEIB 1150 Los Angeles and Orange County every Sunday at 1 p.m. You also can get us on the iHeartRadio app, the Patriot Network.
Really quick, I want to thank Richard Ritter for the standard everyday super chat. Man, we really appreciate the support. And also, looks like Dave K came in with a $2 Canadian super chat. Hey, thanks a lot from our neighbors from the north.
Yeah, that's great. That's wonderful. So, Marshall, I know we're doing a podcast later today, you and I.
Yeah.
I don't want to give away too much excitement, but you are a risk-on guy. You take some risk. I saw you buy, was it a $75 million or $50 million apartment complex?
50.
50. See, I exaggerate a little bit, I guess.
Yeah, it's 50 million.
That's when I first met you, you were closing on that.
Yes.
Maybe you can give everyone a little bit of a tidbit about your background. $2 billion in construction in one of the hardest cities to do construction, New York.
You bet.
One of the most complicated cities to do. And you've done that before you're not even 40 yet, right?
I'm 39.
Sick.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Before he's 40 years old.
Yeah. Unreal.
$2 billion in deals.
That's right.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, well, you know, it's a family business. My father's been in the business, you know, as a construction manager, consultant, a contractor. But listen, he didn't let me get into business till I was about 25 years old.
Why?
I guess he never wanted to be accused of nepotism, and he's a real hard character, like a General Patton type guy. And so I think he wanted to harden me up before he let me at it. Yeah. So and then when I got in, I just tore it apart.
You have a feverish following too. I mean, it's not the numbers, the amount of people that are engaged in conversation with you. Got guys like me who have a bunch of numbers, but maybe the people don't really pay attention to me.
Yeah.
But I look at your numbers, I think, wow, they're not that big. But when I go on your podcast, when I go on your live streams and stuff like that, the people are really engaged. What is it?
Yeah.
What is your main kind of daily bread business? What do you do?
Well, you know what? Just to speak on the following, I think that people that follow me recognize that there's a difference between me and some of the other guys that are out there, and that's why you and I connected.
Sure.
So my following numbers aren't as large as I guess they could be or should be, but the guys that follow me do it in a loyal way because they recognize, real recognizes real, man.
Sure.
I
love some of your weekend stuff, your updates for the weekends.
Yeah, appreciate that.
All that stuff you do. You're kind of a one-man wrecking crew. It's like, I don't know how you have the time to do it.
I'm a maniac.
Dude, every time I get on Instagram, there he is live.
Yeah.
And then Chris Bujanowski with the $50 super chat to Marshall.
Oh, Chris is one of my guys. I'm glad you're here, Chris. Awesome guy.
What does Chris do?
Chris is in real estate. He actually worked for me for a little bit, but he started out as a client. I coached him in sales.
Right.
Yeah.
And a lot of times I'm not able to talk to you during the day because you do these back-to-back coaching calls, right?
Yeah.
You believe in the one-on-one experience.
I do.
Right.
Yes, I do.
You're not kind of the group guy where you say, come and join me, and there's thousands of people. You're a one-on-one guy.
Yeah, I am a one-on-one guy. I just think it's more beneficial.
Wow.
I get a lot out of it, and they get even more.
Marshall caught me. He's like, one time I was listening to Marshall, and one guy was talking to him, and Marshall was trying to coach him up a little bit. And Marshall's like, so what happened? And then the guy that he was talking to was like, well, the client said he wasn't interested. And Marshall's like, not interested is a level of interest.
Yes.
And I'm like, whoa, let me tune into this. So that one really caught me. I'm like, I got to hear this.
Yeah.
So ever since then, I've been just like tuning
Not
in for sure.
interested
It
a
is.
level
It's
of interest.
totally a level of interest. If they didn't listen, they're not interested because they heard it. Imagine if they didn't hear it.
Love it. Dude, I love
Think
it.
about it. How could you not be interested in something you didn't hear, right?
Exactly.
So, I mean, it's on the level of interest. It's just the bottom level.
Yeah, exactly.
But our job is to take them to the top of the scale.
Wow.
So you're saying there's a chance?
Yeah, exactly.
Where does that come from? Is
It's
that
Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah,
Dumb and
Dumb and
Dumber.
Dumber.
So you're saying there's a chance.
Saying there's a chance.
Absolutely.
That's funny. I love that stuff.
Looks like the Naked Army's here.
I love the Naked Army. By the way,
100 strong.
I come in here and I watch you guys every day.
Really?
I'm in here and I'm on the super chat. I think this is the greatest show out there because it's real. Listen, nobody has the experience that you have in this game.
I do have a lot of experience.
Okay,
I
and then
admit
you're
that
willing to
part.
get in front of a camera. One of the big criticisms I get from the guys in my industry is like, look at Wilkinson, he's in front of a camera.
Right.
None of the guys that I do deals with, you never even heard of these guys. They won't get in front of a camera.
Right.
And the people need to hear it and see it.
Dude, how do you talk about? I want to get into this. How do you manage to balance dealing with shop stewards, union employees?
Yep.
That's huge.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, that could be because I remember my first job from after playing professional baseball was at UPS as an ops manager.
Yep.
And I got introduced to union employees real quick.
Yeah.
And a couple of my colleagues were like, Jason, you're not going to be able to change anything. You can write them up, but the union's going to protect them. I'm like, well,
Right.
what do you mean? Well, whenever you talk to somebody and discipline them, there has to be a shop steward in place.
Yes.
And all the documentation. What I learned was that unions protect the softer, weaker employees. That's what I found out.
Yeah.
But also unions are there for good purposes as well to ensure that people get proper, benefits and stuff like that. So can you speak to that?
Sure. Well, I was a union contractor.
Yeah.
So I'm pro-union. The fact is that in the trades, that union workers are the safest and they're the best trained.
Right.
Period. But how do you deal with them? Strength.
Yeah.
You got to be strong when dealing with them. I mean, they have so many rules and protocols but it's a give and take. When you're a contract and you're paying big dues,
Yeah.
I guess there's some malleability.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's the thing with a lot of these large unions. Sometimes they can be considered, not really fair and balanced as far as returning value to their union members.
Yep.
So sometimes they get a bad rap, right?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Definitely. I mean, the allocation of your dues
Yeah.
that goes behind political action committees.
You're right.
That I think that could be an issue for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I knew that you'd had tremendous experience with that being
Yeah,
from New
absolutely.
York. so-
Local 3 electrical union.
Hey, it looks like Potato here, Corey Melton. I'm a UPS driver. Hey, man, what can Brown do for you? That's a tough job. 300 stops a day, 300 packages. Like, I feel your pain, Corey. I know you bust your butt. So.
People don't know
1,000
that about
packages-
that grind.
Dude, that's a
Really?
grind,
These
man.
guys, they're on that board. That board tracks everything, and they have to hit. I mean, there's no like. Remember back in the day, you used to tip your UPS guy.
Yeah.
Chat it up with him.
Oh, yeah.
Can't do that now.
No, man, the industrial engineers are going out there and doing time studies. They're like, well, I think you did good here, but perhaps if you backed up just at this angle, you would save yourself 4 steps.
Yeah.
I'm like,
And-
mind blown.
And UPS will do it.
Yeah, for sure.
There's no way
Yes,
that's
there
true.
is.
I swear to you.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, yeah. I mean, they're just everywhere.
Yeah.
So
f-
one
4
UPS
steps. If they could
person
pick-
delivers 300 packages?
Absolutely.
So how do they scale that? They must have a lot of UPS drivers.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they do. I
They
mean,
do.
could you imagine being the route planner for UPS and like I don't know, even Las Vegas or like New York City? Could you imagine? I got the Times Square route. Could you imagine?
Oh, it's brutal. Brutal. And now they're in malls.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
And
there'll be
then-
guys that just work them all.
Just do them all.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
and they
mean,
got to worry about their sneakers getting stolen and all. Then that whole aspect. It's dangerous being a UPS driver during the holidays,
sure.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, man,
Definitely.
for sure.
Yeah, I have some insight on that. I have guys on the inside at UPS,
Wow.
and they educated me on it. For
Yeah.
sure. Yeah, it's interesting.
Wow, I didn't know it was so intense.
yeah.
a tough
If they
job.
could pick up 4 steps on you, you know how many guys they have? How much they could pick up at efficiency?
Yeah,
I mean, they're a
Seriously.
publicly traded monster.
man, they are.
Yeah.
I remember when they were a private company. They were a monster when they were private.
Yeah, I don't see.
And
I
they were
don't know.
owned by the managers. So they were a privately owned company for a long time.
Yep.
I mean, they were around for 50, 60, 70 years.
Private?
I was there when they went
Oh,
public.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I was part of the IPO. I was
Yep.
in the syndicate. It was crazy.
Was that the 90s?
God, you're dating me. When
Yeah.
when-
Yeah. Late
90s.
90s.
yeah.
Yeah.
It was probably, I think I was still a broker then. God, I don't
Yep.
know.
I was in yard control and simulation. So I was at a hub in Raleigh. So we would take in like
For
40,
UPS?
like 40,000 packages outflow. Like it was crazy. Putting all the trailers on the wall. You had to make sure not to put the leg stuff with like the Adam and Eve stuff. Like there'd be bullets flying all over the belts. Like adult stuff flying all over the belts. Just crazy stuff. Yeah, I remember it. It was fun. I had a guy, you know this, Lorenzo Charles from NC State.
Yeah.
He was the one at Jimmy Valvano. They won the national championship. He actually worked for me. This kid, Brian Taylor, who was the first $1 million signee for the Yankees, the left-hander, he got hurt in a bar fight supporting his brother, and then he never pitched in the big leagues. He worked for me. So
Oh,
we
wow.
used to always talk about baseball. Yeah, it was interesting times, for sure.
That's cool.
Yep.
Wow.
That's real cool.
I didn't realize it was such a dangerous job.
Yeah, it is. It's a tough job, man. Think about it. Think about driving around. This guy, Corey's doing what's he doing? 30 stops an hour, he said. 30 stops an hour. I mean, obviously, it's a dense.
How's he have the time to watch the show?
I don't know.
I think he might be just listening.
Corey, you on the union break right now? Hey, you got to get union breaks.
Oh, they get their breaks, man.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
You know, speaking of union, obviously we're developing a hotel back in New York City. But a friend of mine that's a developer back there, he does some non-union stuff, and they protest in front of his place.
Yeah, they
Oh,
put the
do
rat
they?
out.
put the rat out. How'd you
Oh,
know?
the
yeah,
rat.
because I know it's
You
my
did
world,
this,
man.
Yeah.
How do I bring that up?
Yeah, you got to put
Oh,
the rat,
they
the
put
giant
the rat
rat
out.
Listen, and they have to do it. I mean, every guy in the union has to take his turn going down there and doing his
Is that really true?
protest. Yeah, it's true.
Scabs.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
very true. It's very true.
They really do put a rat out.
Listen. I'm pro-union construction in the city of New York. If you want to screw in a light bulb in Chicago, it's got to be IBEW.
That's funny.
Okay, and
Wow.
New York, it's not like that anymore.
Yeah.
But when you're dealing with such complex structures there,
Yep.
you know, there's so much on the line.
Yeah.
You know, you got to have trained and safe people. You've seen the proliferation in Williamsburg of all the new development.
Yep.
Done non-union.
Yeah.
People die, man.
Oh, man.
You know, one life ain't worth it.
That area of Brooklyn's booming?
It's hot, man.
Yeah.
It's super hot.
For sure.
Yeah.
You're really serious about this. Here, hold on. Let's see if
Yeah, I'm serious. I've
see if
been
I can
I've
find
seen it.
one of the rat pictures.
Yeah, dude, Rudy, the big inflatable rats are all over Chicago. That's
Yeah. Yeah, Chicago used to be the strongest IBW. It was
Yeah,
the
that makes
IBW
sense.
stronghold.
And of course, Chicago being one of the most corrupt political places, also.
Yeah, exactly.
So there you go.
But I mean, when you're going to do heavy power, electrical, you want union. Big feeder work and transmission.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, man. DC subways.
Yep.
It's got to be the right guys. That's my world.
Interesting.
And you knew all about the rat, though, dude.
Yeah,
This
yeah,
is
man.
freaking me out.
Of course.
Hey, so Naked, I don't think they have union employees. What do you think, Skyla? You think they're unionized, making swimsuits and stuff? Probably not.
I don't think so.
Marshall, if people want to follow you, how do they get a hold of you?
You can follow me on Instagram, Real Marshall Wilkinson, but I'm building a more robust YouTube presence. I go live every day at 8 p.m. Eastern. So you could just pop me in the search bar there, Marshall Wilkinson. I've got a bunch of videos you guys can get after.
Nice.
I love doing it. I love going live and having a good time.
That's 8 p.m. Eastern?
8 p.m. Eastern, yeah.
Gotcha.
It's going to be business, sales, negotiation, geopolitics, what's going on, the landscape, yeah.
Are you taking any new coaching clients?
Not really, no.
Yeah.
I just don't have the time.
What do you look for when you when
Okay,
you
here it is.
You got the rat?
Look at. See,
Yeah, that's it, man.
there's the rat.
It's inflatable. There's a fan. There's
That's
a fan that
great.
exhausts out its back end.
That's
its
awesome.
backside.
And they did it right in front of his. Look, they took a picture of him too and put it up.
Where's that at?
It's in New York.
Oh, yeah,
Look, you
yeah,
see
sure,
you know the
sure.
place right
Yeah,
there.
Yeah, Felice, yeah.
Yeah, look at that. Isn't that crazy?
Sure.
And they did. I just.
Well, you're building a hotel, man. I mean, that's a big hotel. That's
I
got
think
that should be union. What is it,
Yeah, but I
300
think-
million?
I think the hotel is 200 million, but I think the
200
hotel
yeah.
is union.
Well, the staff in the hotel is going to be union.
No, I think the building was too. We used Tillman. Is it Is it
You mean Tishman?
Tishman?
Yeah.
Acom Tishman.
Yeah, Ecom Tishman.
Yeah, I think we were union.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
I don't know. It could be prevailing wage.
Oh, I don't know what that means.
Yeah, it's a way around it.
You guys are tricky, man.
Yeah, man.
I'm like, people ask me this all the time. You're building a hotel in New York City? Hey, I'm just a partner. Look at me.
I asked you about it when I first met
I
you.
know you did. You're like, who's doing your electrical? I'm like,
I
oh,
jumped right
shit.
on it. I said, "You're building a
He
hotel?"
did. He did. I said, hey, we're building a hotel in New York City. I just invested, and blah blah blah. This is what the hotel's going to be. He's like, who's doing the electrical? What's the project number?
Come on, man.
Like he's freaking me out a
Get
little
me
bit.
in
like
there.
that.
That's
I
funny.
got to feed the machine.
Yeah, right?
They'll be like protesting in front of my house. I'm actually looking at buying a hotel in New York City, which I won't put the name up.
Yeah.
But it's like a carnage back there for
It is.
hotels,
It
right?
is.
I mean,
Carnage.
COVID crushed that city.
I know, and what sucks is, like, I don't know how you feel about this, Marshall, but like, the restaurant industry has been obliterated. Some of these restaurants, right? We closed. We decided, forget it. We're out of here, right?
Yeah.
6-7 million gone, right?
Wow.
It was the best decision we made, though, because economically it would have killed us. I mean, we're still dealing with COVID now a year later. It's a
You mean
full,
cutting your loss was the best?
Oh,
thing.
the best decision to close it was absolutely. But what I feel bad about is that these people who lose in these hotels, I almost feel like the government. Like, hear me out for a second, because I know that you guys are a little bit more conservative than I am here. But for pandemic insurance, if it was a true pandemic,
Yeah.
should everyone have lost their money the way they did that? I mean, should the government not provide some form of pandemic insurance? Because the insurance companies got to claim pandemic and they didn't pay out. I mean, I own a hotel. I'm
Yeah.
employing, let's say, and this is a hypothetical. Marshall, I own a hotel. I'm employing 300 people.
Yep.
I'm contributing to society.
Sure.
I've spent 200 or 50, 60, 70 million dollars on the hotel.
Yep.
I'm a taxpayer, and then the government orders me to shut down.
Right.
Yeah.
And I go bankrupt because of the pandemic.
Well, I don't think you'd go bankrupt. So all the employees are going to get their assistance. They're going to get the unemployment. The government made that very
Sure,
clear, right?
right.
Independent contractors could get a PPP.
Yep.
All of the contracts that I have in place with suppliers, banks, it's called a force majeure, man.
yeah.
Okay, I'm not going to pay you a dime. The government shut the world down, and I got to be on the hook for it.
Right.
It's called a force majeure. You could get out of. I mean, every contract you guys sign, everyone listening, should have a force majeure clause in it. If you don't, that's construction 101. If you hold me up and I can't construct, I'm not going to hold the bag. You're going to pay me for it. If it's out of my control, a force majeure act of God,
Yeah.
why would I be liable for that? Government shuts you down, takes the keys out of the car, and locks it. And I got to pay the bill.
What's the recourse though? How do you
ridiculous.
how do you reconcile it? Like for the CARES
Well,
Act also.
I would just sue him.
Wait.
I battle out
I
in
want to
court.
make sure we are all paying attention to this, okay? This
Yeah.
is a guy who's done $2 billion worth of construction. And you watching out there, I know you want to build a house. You want to be a developer. You want to do something that's amazing. I know you do. You're getting it right from the horse's mouth here. This is literally a delivery of massive value. It's value for me. It's changed my outlook. When I've talked to Marshall in the past, he said to me, "You're doing it wrong. Here's how you should do it." It's been amazing. In fact, I will tell you, Marshall helped change my business. I terminated all my salespeople, and I've not rehired any new salespeople for what I'm working on until Marshall helped me set it up. And even this morning, Marshall, I picked him up at the airport. He's like, "Hey, how's the sales thing going? I know you got your sales office." Like, "Marshall, I told you, I'm not going to put them in place until we're ready." I've only hired one business development guy, Jason Bartholomew. You paid your salary 3 or 4 times over already.
Well, yeah, fortunately, we've done some good things.
Yeah, this is a talented guy.
Yeah. So, Marshall, let's go over this. I buy a hotel. I owe my land. I owe the bank. I owe these people all this money. The government shuts the door on the car, takes the keys.
Yes.
And says you can't drive it.
Right.
Now, your advice to people.
Well, every deal I ever negotiate has a force majeure clause in it. We won't sign the deal. If you're not willing to put a force majeure clause in the contract, then you're suspect to me. You trying to hurt me? You want me to go bankrupt? Right? So it's a reasonable thing. If we're going to work together in a spirit of cooperation, the clause has got to be in the contract. For something like this.
Right.
Right? And so my life isn't ruined because the government shut the world down. You know? So I wouldn't pay anybody.
How do you pronounce his name? Is it Shervin?
Yeah, Shervin.
Shervin,
Yep.
Todd, you were referring to the hotel you are building in New York City. Yes, in Tribeca, Alt Global Holdings, through Digital Power Lending, is a partner in a hotel being built there called La Fouquette. The flag will be, that's a hotel in Monaco. It's the first time La Fouquette will ever has ever had a hotel in North America. And on top of that hotel will have and I could get this wrong. Okay, everyone's going to blast me, but apparently it's the first ever, the first time this 3-star Michelin chef in France, in Monaco, is going to have a location here.
Really?
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
sick.
Some famous chef.
Let me tell you, in the old New York, what a deal that would be.
Oh, yeah, in the old New York.
In old New York.
Yeah.
I mean, old New York, pre-COVID
yeah,
New
for
York.
sure, yeah.
I don't know whether it's old New York or New York, but I got to tell you, I was there for the topping off party for the hotel, and I went to Carmine's. Oh, my God. Oh,
You need a Pepsi AC
my
before you go in there.
God. Was that good? Holy smokes.
Family style, man.
Oh, it was
I
wonderful.
love Carmine.
It
Who doesn't-
was wonderful.
I did my holiday party at Carmine's this year. Everybody canceled the holiday party because of COVID.
Yeah.
I called my guys up. We got a limo. We're going to Carmine's, dude.
Nice.
Yeah, it was good.
Was it was there only one Carmine's? The one where
No,
it's,
there's a bunch.
oh, there are.
Yeah, I
know
go to
there's
one-
here.
There's one in Caesars here.
Yeah, there's
Maybe
one.
we should go
it's
there.
the same
Is there?
place. Yeah,
We should go
you
tonight.
Can't get in there for some reason.
We
Every time
can
I
get in.
call,
You
it's
can't get
like
in Carmine's?
Really?
It's
Skyla,
difficult.
Skyla,
It's
what's up
super
with-
difficult because I always have to make the reservation. Like,
Yeah.
usually, like, you have to call a day beforehand.
We need some clout.
Don't
We need to.
Don't we have a reservation coming up for Hell's Kitchen?
No, because we had to cancel it because we were in Arizona, and then the next one's like 3 months out.
That's a bad beat.
You got to get
Yeah.
the Carmine's out
Yeah.
here, man.
We're taking Jason somewhere tonight, though.
Hey,
right?
remember that Father Carmine? Remember Rocky?
Oh, yeah.
Father Carmine.
Hey, Father Carmine.
Hey, Nick,
Where
real
are we
quick.
taking,
Nick, hit
where are
that
we
screen
taking,
real quick for me.
we're taking
Force
Marshall
majeure, unseeable circumstances
Yet
that
to be
prevent.
decided.
What?
Oh, it's
Yet to be decided.
Well, he can call it.
You got to make a call.
Call
You're
a
staying at the
shot.
Aria, right?
Yeah,
I'm
right on the
staying at
strip.
Aria, yeah, right on the strip.
Hey, those of you who are in Vegas, if you're at the Aria and you see Marshall and you ask him for your autograph, I personally, you get his name, I'll personally give you $100. I want you to find Marshall in the Aria and get his autograph.
That's awesome.
There's someone's going to hunt you down, right?
He's like, wait, I want it in Bitcoin,
Dude,
damn it.
it's amazing.
I'll send you Bitcoin.
Yeah, no, nobody's getting my Bitcoin.
Hell
I
yeah.
said I'll send it.
Oh,
I'll
you
send
said,
it.
okay.
Wow.
we
you
got
see how
Bitcoin.
quick he was on
My
that?
Bitcoin
He's like, I'm
is-
not getting my Bitcoin.
It's
Hey, by the
collecting
way, I
interest.
called him up one day. I wanted to put Bitcoin on the balance sheet, and I
Yeah.
called
Yeah.
him up. This is before Elon Musk. Remember, I called you. Said,
Yeah,
I'm
this
thinking
is-
about
this
putting
is
on my
2 months before Elon Musk.
I think I'm trying to put it on my balance sheet, and I knew he had a ton of Bitcoin.
Yeah.
He's like 6 million, 8 million with a Bitcoin. I'm like, hey, could you spare? Can I buy 2 million Bitcoin from you? And he's like,
I'll call you back.
he literally said, I'll call you back. And I'm like, that was code for no, I'm not selling you anything. And he never called me back. He never said, I'm returning your call about that Bitcoin. I can't do it. He simply did not return the call.
I let time intervene and
You
do
did.
the work for me.
Yeah.
You thought I would? You think I couldn't take a?
No, I figured you'd find
You're
you're
like-
resourceful. I knew
You're
you'd find it somewhere else.
I said, how do I buy this? Where do I buy actually a big lot of Bitcoin? Can you sell me a block?
Yeah.
And you're like,
I'll call you back.
no.
That's funny.
It's true. Hey, you put force majeure up there?
I did. I did.
Pop that back up there for. Can I see that for 1 second?
Yeah, let me go back to that.
Okay. Yeah.
No, we got it.
Yeah, so it's a force majeure. It should be in every contract you guys negotiate. It's a protection for both parties
Here it
because
is.
both parties can claim the force majeure with their obligators.
Yeah, there it is.
Unforeseeable circumstances.
Yep.
Yes, exactly. So if your hands are tied because of no act or cause or consequence of your doing, why should you pay the penalty?
Right.
That's for both of us.
Yep.
It helps everybody. It's a
But the
360
hotel
win.
that I'm looking at buying is in bankruptcy, though.
Yeah, well, you have to know what you're signing. Even if you're going to get $200 million loan from Hannah Bank or something, you need to negotiate that contract.
The force majeure.
100%. Listen, when a contract comes to you, this is for everybody listening. When a contract gets sent to you, it's barbed. They're hoping you just sign it. It's
Yeah.
completely lopsided to the other party. Every contract needs to be redlined. Okay, and if you go to my Instagram, I have a 2-hour masterclass on how to do exactly this for free for everybody.
Really?
Soup to nuts.
Hey, can we put that link up for everybody?
Yeah, real Marshall Wilkinson.
Let's take a look.
At your Instagram.
On my Instagram, I
Oh.
give 5 specific strategies that I use in every single deal that I do from the ice cream man onto the takeaway.
So it's kind of a risk-on moment if you don't do it.
Absolutely.
You're taking on more risk than you should be.
No question about it. And the other side's winning.
And the right risk on would be to actually redline the contract.
If you don't redline the contract, man, it's wild.
Are you ever in a spot where you do a deal where you kind of have to do the deal where you suck it up and just do it anyways?
No, because no way.
I won't do it. You won't do it.
No, I won't do it. Listen, I'm not bulletproof, but I'll use every tool at my disposal.
Wow.
If I have to
Fly
get
mud
theatrical, I will.
trucker. Wilkinson.
Yeah, it's hysterical.
How do you
I
feel
feel
about
it, Jonah Hill and Wolf of Wall Street. He's my favorite character in that movie, by the way. That's one of the nicest.
Is he saying you were that?
Yeah. You remember his partner?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we're both Jews, so that's probably where it comes from.
Oh, he's saying you look like him?
Yeah, I
No,
get the
feel,
flavor of it.
like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
the
get
swagger.
that a lot. I get that a lot.
He's got the swagger.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do have swagger.
Yeah,
for
I
sure.
get that. It's
a lot,
New York,
actually.
man.
Hey, did you want to give your email or no?
Yeah, my email's mwilkinson at Saxum Capital. Saxum Capital.
I got it on the screen if you guys can.
Oh,
put
you're
it up
giving it
real
out,
quick.
man.
Yeah, you could reach out to me.
Yeah, it's right there.
No problem. Yeah, it's on the YouTube.
It's on his YouTube channel. Okay.
Yeah,
Nice.
but I mean, listen, just remember, every contract you get is lopsided. I send a contract out. If you just sign it, you're in trouble, mate.
Yeah, that's true.
Really?
Yeah, of course. It's my opportunity.
You scare me, dude.
Yeah, that's true.
So just read it and work in a spirit of cooperation and come to a fair agreement.
So you're bicoastal, right?
Yeah, I'm doing a little snowbird deal, Arizona, New York.
Arizona, New York.
Yeah.
Nice.
But a couple. How long ago was it you had COVID? Actually,
April, May, when it first kicked
of
off.
last year.
Yeah, of last
Right.
year.
Oh wow.
But you survived the bad times of COVID, right?
Yeah,
You were
yeah.
in New York. You went to the hospital. You were put on a ventilator.
No,
No,
hell no.
the
no,
ven is
no.
like tough.
Oh, I
go
thought
on
you
a-
were put on a ventilator.
No. It at that time, it was always recommended if you couldn't breathe, right? And
Right.
there was no way that was happening. I bounced back pretty quick. I think the
But that kind of changed your perspective, though. You, in terms of
well, for a little bit it
for
did.
doing deals and stuff like
I
that.
cooled off a little bit.
I think you cooled off a lot. I saw you playing the guitar.
I
and
cooled off
stuff.
a lot.
Yeah.
Because I go at like 1,000 miles an hour.
You and I are very similar in that regard. There's a
Yeah.
lot going on.
There's a lot going on. I'm juggling a million balls, but that's the life that I want.
Right.
I created that for myself. That slowed. Listen, what COVID was for me was a momentum breaker, and I think it was a momentum breaker for everybody.
Really.
Yeah, 20 years of pushing a rock up the hill,
Mm-hmm.
and moving fast and then hitting a brick wall. There's some reverberations to that, you know what I mean? But it's over now. We're back in the game.
You're a good thinker.
Yeah, man.
I'm working on a real estate deal right now. I'm hoping that this evening you look at it with me.
Yeah.
I'd love to, sure.
It's a nice, and that's not the kind of units you deal like this. You buy these mega deals,
Yeah.
diamond AAA stuff.
Yeah.
Mine's more of a 50 unit deal.
Yeah, a little boutique property.
Yeah.
In the art
10 and a
district.
half, 12
Yeah.
million,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, sure. I'd love to look at it.
Good, cool.
Absolutely.
Hey, Jason, what else we got to cover? I want to spend all the time I can with Marshall. What else we got to cover? You want to pull up some charts?
Yeah, I wanted to. I wanted to ask you a question, Marshall, about
Sure.
the your Bitcoin holdings. If you don't mind, you don't
Yeah.
have to answer it. But
Actually,
do you have?
actually, one second.
Go ahead.
This is a good part because he actually knows a lot about how to borrow against it.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
uses some interesting techniques.
I was going to ask you, like, do you have a percentage in cold storage, or what? How do you break it down as far as that goes?
Yeah, I do have a percentage in cold storage, but it isn't a mathematical deal.
Okay,
You know, it's like I kind of was like, you know, I want to have this amount in cold storage.
I got you.
That was it.
All right.
The rest of it's sitting with a service provider that pays me interest,
got you.
and then I could borrow against it
Right.
at any time.
Yeah, so I think that's a good concept. You can pledge your Bitcoin as collateral for
Yes.
Traditional loans.
I think it's great. It's
Yeah.
fantastic. So I don't have to lose the asset.
Right.
Yeah,
That's cool.
it's beautiful.
Yep.
And there are a few that system, that service is proliferating
Yeah, for sure.
because the ecosystem, the crypto ecosystem, is extremely robust at this point.
Yep. As far as tickers go, let's take a look at the chat here. Anyone be okay? Obviously, let's go ahead and get to it.
Well, Papa Gorilla's in there. I
Yeah.
see him constantly. That guy.
Yeah, yeah. He sent us. We actually had him cook us lunch.
Is
And
that
we
right?
sent it next day air on dry ice, and we ate it on the
Yeah.
show.
Epic.
You
Oh,
gotta
that was
watch
what that
that
spread
episode,
was?
yeah.
Yeah, that was Papa Gorilla.
I didn't know that. I saw the spread. I'm like, is it a birthday or something?
Yeah, man. We had him send us some Dominican food. He cooked
Yeah.
up. It was beautiful.
Yeah, that was sweet. I saw that.
Let's get talking about Nick. Would you put the NAKD? Let's put this ticker up on the screen here. Pretty
I
flat.
feel like I did such a bad deal of
What?
explain. If he didn't know that Papa Gorilla's food, you know, I apologize to Papa Gorilla. I didn't make it clear to everyone that that was food from Papa Gorilla. I guess I didn't do a good enough job.
I'm sure you did. Yeah, no, I'm sure
Yeah.
you did.
Yeah.
Naked was about 48 million shares traded today, down 8%. That's actually pretty decent considering the situation with the markets today. Again, they released their 20F filing yesterday. It's about 75 pages. I didn't get a chance to go through all of it. I'm sure a lot of the people in the chat have gone through it. If they have any questions or comments about it, we'd be willing
I see
to-
the question from Matthew Kloss, and I'll just be very clear with you. From the beginning with Naked, I said because of the circumstances of that transaction, I cannot ever make a comment on those shares purchased. I have nothing to say about those shares purchased. We are long Naked. I'm not representing what we're long. I'm not making a comment on how many we own. I absolutely cannot do that. Now, I'm fascinated with Naked Brands because of the amount of cash they raised and the amount of feverish shareholder base they have, and really how much research. I'm not blowing smoke when I say that I'm impressed with Armada Trading and some of the other people out there that are paying attention and reading and really getting themselves educated on what's happening with Naked.
Yeah.
It's not an easy environment. Disclosures from the SEC documents are everyone tries to comply with the law, and it's a very fluid situation. And when we're going to report our 10Q for the first quarter in the next couple of days for All Global, but we're already into this is what are we in May?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
we're
And
heading.
so the process is not that fast. There's no way to be that fast. You have to be thorough. And I'm fascinated by the Naked Brands shareholders and what they're doing. I don't think anyone should be here talking to me about Naked because I'm a shareholder. In fact, I think the Naked Army knows a lot more about Naked than I do.
Right.
And the credibility of Naked and the reason why you would invest or not invest should have nothing to do with All Global or me, but what's happening with the Naked brand, the Naked Army, and what they're doing research and why they're doing it, and what their play is and what is happening. What is it?
Absolutely.
The 20F says Alt is a 5% holder. Huh. Listen, I can't comment on public filings. I've made it clear I'm not going to comment on them. I'm not going to do it. But I will say to you that I'm fascinated by what's happening here. And I actually think from a shareholder perspective, I own stock.
yeah.
I actually think that the reaction to the 20F and the fact that they're going to raise additional capital, it looks like, isn't that what your take from the 20F said to you?
Yeah.
They have a strategy on why they need so much money. We're going to find out when we interview the CEO, God willing. And so, listen, I think the pullback to 55 cents, I don't think it's a bad reaction.
Not at all.
You give up a little bit of a reaction, they're going to raise what looks like $100 million. I don't know what they're raising.
Not in this environment. I mean, I
No.
think it held pretty strong. In fact, Naked, you can make a case that it is part of the meme stocks, AMC, GME. I know that you probably don't want to hear that, but that's just the way it is. KOSS, Express is another retail ticker. I think it held up pretty well. I don't know about the...
You see David K? David K.
What's Dave K saying?
Here's my question in the next segment. Yeah. Does the CEO of Naked have a part-time job as a musician or who specializes in vanishing, naked Houdini?
That's pretty good.
It's funny.
Hashtag naked Houdini.
This is funny. I admit that. It's funny. But, listen, I didn't take on the persona of Naked. I am not Naked. I am not Naked Brands. I do not have any influence on the company.
Dude, thank God you're not naked.
You don't want to see me naked. Yeah. You could care. They could care less what I have to say at naked. Hey, Skyla.
Yeah.
Speaking of naked.
What?
What? No, I said Skyla. Speaking of naked.
Okay.
I mean the shareholders of Naked. Some of you guys have not been so nice to Skyla.
Wait, Skyla, are you long? Wait, Skyla, are you long naked?
No.
Okay. Skyla has no position in naked.
No position.
I just got to say for the record, some of you guys got to be nice. Some of them have been making some pretty rude comments.
Yeah, I have seen that. That's pretty disrespectful.
Nice. Yeah, she's a 20year-old young lady.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. What do you think of that?
No, it's
brutal.
It's no good.
Would you date a 20-year-old?
100%.
You would?
Absolutely, right?
Sky, we were just
if a 20-year-old wants to date me, she's going to go out
that's not
with
inappropriate, right?
No.
Skyla was talking
People
about
were
inappropriate.
being vulgar.
She said when she was younger, people were hitting on her. I'm like, that's disgusting. And she's like, it was disgusting.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I think a lot of young girls have that problem, like a lot.
Yeah.
So,
oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can never remember ever being let's say I'm 18, 19 years old. Then I become 25, 26 years old. I can never remember hitting on someone below 18. I just doesn't.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
No, but why would I do that? Why would anyone do that? It's just like I don't even know what the sickness is.
It's a sickness, though.
I don't
It
know.
must be a sickness.
Oh, yeah, it's just a perversion.
No wonder they put them in jail. That's
They
disgusting.
should. They deserve it. But I just want to say about Naked.
Yeah.
What I love about Naked is the Naked Army.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, they
Yeah.
add the reason why I guess you kind of I'm thinking that you mentioned the meme thing.
Yeah.
Is because they're advocates for Naked.
Of course.
Just like the rest of the guys are advocates.
Yep.
Even though that Naked is not a meme deal.
Right.
Okay. But
It was kind of a meme stock, wasn't it?
They advocate
Yeah.
like it.
But I mean, the thing is, if you go on their Telegram and look at all the posters on there, they're super educated on the stock.
Yeah,
They're long-term investors.
It just doesn't feel like a GME Wall
No.
Street Bets type squeeze, you know?
Yeah,
It doesn't feel like that type of play to me.
Well, they raised a lot of money. They got a lot of cash, and they're going to do something.
What do
with
they
the
need
money.
that money for?
What I was going to say is,
Going to buy a brand. That's what I heard.
yeah,
I heard
that's
they're
what I was
gonna
going to
buy a
say.
brand.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, would you consider raising more money on an ATM at 55 cents? I don't know. That's a question we could possibly ask the CEO. Down here, I don't know. If I was the CEO, I'd have to think about that.
I don't know. I can't get into his mind. I don't know his.
Well,
strategy.
he knows you're going to ask him questions like that, and he has to come prepared.
Yeah.
And he will,
Yeah,
and you'll have
for
him.
sure. Hey, with 8 minutes left to go, are we going to cover any other topics? Don't forget to see Phil Quartararo. It's going to be out at 3 o'clock today on Todd Ault. You can go to Todd Ault, go to YouTube, type in Todd Ault. Hey, are we, Josh, are we live on other programs yet? Are we live on other networks yet?
Not yet. We're just we have it all set up. We just have to hit the button and we'll go.
I'm
We'll go
hearing
live.
I'm hearing rumors that we're going to be. Let's talk about what we're going to be live on. We're going to be live on LinkedIn, right?
LinkedIn,
Facebook,
Facebook,
YouTube,
and Twitter.
Twitter,
Periscope.
Twitter. Nice. Twitter.
Twitter.
Hey, Josh, one of the things I was going to tell you that's exciting. Let's keep Josh on the screen with Marshall. Marshall, tell Josh about your exciting thing you have set up when you do YouTube. You have a nice device. You just press a button.
Yeah.
Tell us all about your YouTube desk.
Yeah. So
I learned this, by the way, I learned this morning. You told me about it. We're getting a Starbucks, and you're telling me, hey, dude, look what I can do.
Yeah, totally.
Tell Josh all about it.
It's a game changer for me. So I invested some money, put a studio in, so I can go live and shoot my videos and and do it correctly. But the way I have it set up is, I just have to hit 2 buttons and I'm on. Because I'm not a technical guy, so I consulted with a professional. He put it together for me, and so all I need
What's
to
it
do,
called, though? You press a button.
I
and
turn the
suddenly-
camera on.
Right.
And then I open up the program in my computer,
Uh-huh.
and then I just hit start recording.
And it just records.
That's it.
Easy game.
And then
Easy game.
then you're done, and you send it to an editor.
Yeah, and I just load it up on a Google Drive.
The whole video on a Google Drive.
Yeah.
How big is Google Drive?
Well, the live streams are live, so I don't have to do that.
Sure.
I got a massive Google Drive subscription. Okay. But but I mean, what is it? Everyone is a gig.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
How long are you streaming for?
I stream for I say an hour, but I always go like an hour 30, hour 45.
And that's only a gig?
No. I don't touch the stream because the stream lives on YouTube.
I know, not the stream. I'm talking about the other things you record.
Oh no, the 10-minute segments, clips.
Those are about a gig.
Yeah.
Josh, what do you think of that?
That's awesome. That's what we're doing. We
Yeah.
gotta
I just hit
get you
start.
set up with one of those.
Marshall
let's,
tells
that's a
me
good
about
idea.
it today.
Just hit
He's like,
start, and I
"Yeah,
love
just
it,
press
'cause,
a button, and I'm on.
I just press a button. I'm live and let it roll. Let's go, man.
We should check out Twitch too. Stream on Twitch.
Oh, we got to stream on
Yeah,
Twitch.
Twitch is
too.
good, isn't it?
Yeah.
We can stream on Twitch. You got a Twitch account though, right? You got to get a Twitch.
Hey, those of you who want to follow Marshall and want to be, I'm going to be asking Marshall to do a broadcast with us about sales training. If those of you who out there in the universe want to learn from someone who really does sales training, type in 949-799-1831, 949-799-1831, type in Marshall in the text, and we'll make sure you're invited to a private podcast that we're going to do with Marshall. I've learned a lot from him in a very, very short time. We've been at this for a while.
Yeah.
You do a lot with Grant Cardone, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
I see you on with Grant Cardone a lot. Are you a disciple or no?
Well, I mean,
or did you teach him how to do his stuff?
Well, it's interesting because I'm pretty sure that 90% of my social following has come from Grant Cardone.
Oh, really?
Yeah, definitely. Because I
Really?
don't market and I don't advertise. My social media started from me being in the office at Eldor, and I put up my phone and I just go live and people watch me do deals and negotiate. And I just loved it.
Right.
And then I linked up with Grant, and then Grant kind of told his people about me, and then that's what happened.
Yeah, that's how I met you. Actually.
Yeah, that's how
Through
we met.
Grant.
Through
yeah.
Grant, yeah. I have a
The funny
personal
thing is
relationship
I
with
think-
Grant.
No, I know you do, and I
Yeah.
love Grant a lot. But I actually think as a trainer, you're better
I thank you very much.
by a mile.
I appreciate
And I'll tell
that.
you why. Because Grant is so big time that
Yeah.
it's not personal. I
Right.
don't. Now he did help me in a big way one time. He did, and I got to give Grant credit for 10x when I read it. I got to give him credit for that.
That book is amazing.
It is, and he helped me. I was in a conversation with him. I asked him a very difficult question. He helped me, and in that regard, Grant changed my life.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
she's
the
awesome.
difference between you and Grant is I watch your engagement. Maybe if you get big as Grant, you can't really do it. But I really feel like you're personal and you give people personal solutions.
Yes.
And I've been going to therapy for 20 years after my first divorce. I literally still go to therapy every Saturday. Jason knows this. See the same shrink for 20 plus years.
Yep.
Helped my second marriage tremendously. I believe in coaching. Like everyone has a golf coach. They have a bowling coach. I have a personal, a psychological coach.
Yes.
In my relationships with my family and my kids and my friends. And I feel like comfort the way you deliver. And you're also able to criticize in a way that doesn't feel like you're being critical.
Well, I appreciate that.
You guys, I think this guy is an up-and-comer. He's only 39 years old. I think you're going to hear about him. If you want to grow your business and understand, especially you're in construction, right? Contractors, that's kind of your specialty, right?
No doubt about it.
But I mean, you help everybody, right?
Yes.
Kind of like,
Listen, if you're going to sell and negotiate, I mean, construction is the way that we facilitated our obligations to the public, but we're closers, man.
right.
Yeah.
I just want on this Grant point, just really quick. I just want to say I have no intention of competing with Grant Cardone.
Oh, of course, I know that.
So I Grant's a real estate guy and a big marketing guy.
Sure.
I really like doing my show and helping people for free, gratis.
Yeah.
Gratis.
I've
Yes.
seen that.
Yeah.
And so I think that's probably what I really get a connection with people and I enjoy it.
Hey, listen, I'm going to stay with my theme on the market. I think we're going to continue to trade violently between, these kind of sell-off moments where things are resetting between now and the end of June. I think we don't know what to do with all this cash. The government has printed about 40% of all the fiat currency it's ever printed in the last 18 months or so,
Yeah.
and we're under a lot of pressure with all this liquidity. We're nimble. Jason and I are constantly trimming the portfolio. We add to the 13Ds when we can, the ones we really love that we have long-term conviction on. When I file a 13D, I file them with the preparation that I could possibly take the company over, that I could possibly do a deal with the company or help the company add value. If you guys are out there trading, today was a very violent day today, especially in crypto. Don't get whipsawed. Make sure you stand to your convictions like Marshall does. Marshall went long at 22,000. You're still long and strong. You're a believer in the trade.
Absolutely. I just keep buying.
Hey, check out Phil Quartararo at 3 o'clock today. We're going to have a private podcast, which you will not be able to see for a while because it'll be edited with Marshall later on today. Marshall will be in and out of my Instagram today. We're going to be doing some things, having some dinner. We appreciate you logging on. Jason, any final thoughts on the market?
I'm just short term on the market. I don't really want to hold much, except for precious metals and copper.
I love that.
Yeah, that's what
Do
I'm
you guys
want
to hear my dad joke?
Yeah.
Oh, God, did I not give it? Go.
Do it.
So what did one wall say to the other wall?
What?
I'll meet you at the corner.
Nice. That's a full dad joke. Hey, Skyla.
It's a construction joke.
Yeah.
There you go, buddy. That is a construction
Yeah.
joke. We appreciate you, Skyla. Hey, for Nick and Brett and Josh, Marshall in the house, this is something I really
Thank you,
wanted
guys.
to do.
Yeah.
I appreciate you guys listening to Marshall, listening to Jason and myself. Marshall will be with us later on today. You guys take care. We'll see you tomorrow.
Have a great one.